Nigeria for consumption to production.
Ana son ci gaban Najeriya a zaba Peter Obi.
Fún ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, dìbò fún Pétérù Obi.
Maka ọdịmma Nàìjíríà, ka anyị tụnyere nụ Peter Obi.
Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Record. Are you obedient?
I am obedient.
Are you obedient?
We are obedient.
Now my president, you think me, I want better tomorrow. Me no want to load, no. Now the person waiting me, if you want better tomorrow, no go vote to load, no.
I am a let's go, as you see me so at the front line, no.
At the front line, no.
But you want my no, make we unite, oh, do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Situation that they get a CD. My brother, sister, get your BBC. Make we unite, make we vote to be. Now my president, you me, I want better tomorrow. Me no want to load, no. Now the person will be want better tomorrow. No go to load, no.
If you don't want to be, it means say you don't want to be.
Me I go vote to Obi. Peter Obi. Say now you we want to.
We want to.
Now you we want
To take Nigeria from consumption to production.
Ana son ci gaban Najeriya a zaba Peter Obi.
Fún ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, dìbò fún Pétérù Obi.
Maka ọdịmma Nàìjíríà, ka anyị tụnyere nụ Peter Obi.
Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Record. Are you obedient?
I am obedient.
Are you obedient?
We are obedient.
Now my president, you think me, I want better tomorrow. Me no want to load, no. Now the person waiting me, if you want better tomorrow, no go vote to load, no.
I am a let's go, as you see me so at the front line, no.
At the front line,
But you want my no, make we unite, oh, do the right thing.
do the right thing. Situation that they get a CD. My brother, sister, get your BBC. Make we unite, make we vote to be. Now my president, you me, I want better tomorrow. Me no want to load, no. Now the person will be want better tomorrow. No go to load, no.
If you don't want to be, it means say you don't want to be.
Me I go vote to Obi. Peter Obi. Say now you we want to.
We want to.
Now you we want
To take Nigeria from consumption to production.
Ana son ci gaban Najeriya a zaba Peter Obi.
Fún ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, dìbò fún Pétérù Obi.
Maka ọdịmma Nàìjíríà, ka anyị tụnyere nụ Peter Obi.
Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Record. Are you obedient?
I am obedient.
Are you obedient?
We are obedient.
Now my president, you think me, I want better tomorrow. Me no want to load, no. Now the person waiting me, if you want better tomorrow, no go.
Right. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to day 2. Welcome to day 2. Welcome to day 2 of fundraising for Kaduna Eha-Amufu. You're welcome, Andrew Sunday. Very much welcome. So let's just give a few minutes for more persons to join. Welcome, Andrew. Welcome, Benedict. Welcome, Lado. Please, you can name yourselves and put maybe the state where you are coming from or your support group. Any of those will be fine. All right, everybody is muted for now. If you would like to speak, you can indicate or maybe put something on the chat box. Once again, this live event is being streamed on YouTube, on 2 channels on YouTube, Njenje TV, as well as Doctors for P2B YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook and our Twitter handle. So we'll just give 2 more minutes before we commence. 2 more minutes. We're all welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are welcome. We're going to have a quick session of this fundraising so that we'll be able to conclude on time and join the 9 p.m. meeting with our principal. We are going to be commencing in about 1 minute time. So I've made everyone to be able to chat. So there are no restrictions on the chat box. All right. I think we need to start with the second stanza of our anthem. All right, so we're going to start with the national prayer, second stanza of our anthem. And after that, we'll make quick introductory remarks, play 1 or 2 video clips, and then we continue with the fundraising. So, second stanza of our national anthem.
Direct our noble cause. Lead us right, help our youth the truth to know. In love and honesty to grow and live in just and true.
All right. Thank you very much for that. For staying with us to take the national prayer, second stanza of our anthem. So without wasting much time, we are going to go straight into there were some videos I was supposed to play yesterday, but because of network challenges, we couldn't get the videos on. So so we are going to play a 3-minute video clip. The reportage by Arise News on the incident that has, been ravaging southern Kaduna. So after then, I'll play portions of an interview that took place this morning by AIT. Right. So I'll just play the southern Kaduna video clip, which is about 3 minutes or about 4 minutes.
18th of December 2022, terrorists stormed Malagom 1 and Sokam communities of Kagoro Chiefdom in Kaura local government area of Kaduna State. Scores were killed, houses razed, and property destroyed.
The atmosphere was rife with news that there will be an imminent attack. So the women left their abode that is close to the hills to the center of the village, because that's where my house is, thinking they are fleeing from danger, not knowing that the attack will start even from the highway that links to Kaduna towards the hill. So they were asleep, they were fast asleep. They didn't know the attack was going on. And I had not gone to sleep. So at the sound of the gunshot, everybody scampered to safety. We forgot that they were even lying down there because the gunshot was everywhere. You can't know where to run to. So that was how they came, met them asleep, and they shot them.
Look at my house here. They are burned. Nothing. I didn't come out with anything here in this house. I don't know what happened. The security came on Tuesday. Nothing. They did not do anything. And then we left. They came on Wednesday, on Thursday again. Nothing happened. They were beginning to wonder what is happening to the government. So they will come and pick cops and leave the place.
Because these things started since last week on Tuesday. That's when it started. They killed about 4 people that Tuesday, and they promised to come back, and they came back that yesterday. So they killed so many people, and the government didn't take any action.
The attack has been described by government officials as inhumane and barbaric.
We are aware of the crisis that happened here in Kagoro Chiefdom. So we're here to condole with the good people of the chiefdom on that side event, and we pray that God in His mercies will grant us peace.
Locals have buried their dead amidst hundreds of wailers. The people of southern Kaduna say they are tired of consistent attacks on their communities. They want perpetrators of these attacks brought to book.
As a Malagum son, to declare today that what happened in Malagum, enough is enough. Enough is enough. They have been killing our people, and they know who are doing these things. The government have failed our people.
Speaking at the mass funeral, clergymen urged the people of the affected communities to unite and defend themselves from further terrorist attacks.
Still wish to say, yes, we need justice, and we'll keep crying for justice. The government has to give us justice. Our people will not just be dying like this. This has to end.
My house is raised down.
Enough of the stupidity. Enough of the maiming. We will not take it anymore. The military has failed us. The police has failed us. The government has failed us. And it is time for us to do it our own way. I am a reverend. What I have seen and what happened, we will not see it again.
For decades, there have been killings and counter-killings between herders and farmers in southern Kaduna, prompting the state government to host several security peace meetings. However, the cause of this recent attack is not yet clear, but the people of Kagoro Chiefdom are being advised not to take laws into their hands. Nisi Gabriel, Arise News, Kaduna.
All right, so we have seen the video clip of 2 days ago by Arise News. Okay, it gives us a context of what is actually going on in Kaduna. But I want to, bring our attention to a more detailed documentary that was done by West Africa Weekly, where David Fundraising works. So I'm going to share the link. I'll share the link in our chat box shortly, so that we can watch it at another time. So we are handling 2 events. We are raising funds for Southern Kaduna, who have been involved in different waves of killings. The most recent and the bloodiest has occurred in this month of December 2022. We are also handling fundraising for Eha-Amufu, which is also involved in strikingly similar killings. Like we established yesterday, that these attacks may actually be politically motivated. It's not a coincidence that the Labour Party candidates for governorship, for Kaduna State come from Southern Kaduna under Labour Party. Then for Enugu State, currently is from the same Eha-Amufu. And these communities have been sacked from their homes. Many of them are destitute, many of them are homeless. They don't have, what it takes to live, shelter, water, dressing. Okay, so this fundraising is specific for these 2 areas. Southern Kaduna is quite large, so the funds that will be channeled to Southern Kaduna will be larger compared to Eha-Amufu. But Eha-Amufu is also a very big block, of Enugu State. So I'm going to play a short video for Eha-Amufu so that we can follow. So I'm going to play snippets of what happened today in AIT, so that we can have some contests. Okay, so I'll play the first 4 minutes, then I'll pause and we play another clip so that we can have some insights into what is actually happening. All right.
of Eha-Amufu village from the Isu Uzo local government area, where we have seen the crisis and the killings that have happened, accused the Fulani headsmen to be responsible for this mayhem. But today we have in our studio two gentlemen to be talking to us about this issue.
All right, we'll have a lawyer and political analyst, Ken Asogwa, right here in the studio. Ken, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Nigerians.
All right, also joining Ken is the chairman, Eha-Amufu People's Forum in Enugu State, Dr. Kasme Ifeanyi-Chukwu.
Yeah, good morning,
So welcome to the show. So quickly, let's find out why Enugu State is now in the eye of the storm when it comes to attacks. Is there something particular about that state now in the southeast?
Well, thank you. Sometime 2020, as was usual, seasonally, we would have our friends and our compatriots who are Fulani herders come round with their cattle to graze. That had happened right from my growing up days, and we never had issues with them. In fact, we were very conjugal because they could crack jokes with my mother and say my mother looked like them. She was very tall, hard-pointed nose. Are we sure it's not one of their sisters? They would ask my mother to give them cassava. And it was from them I learned the Hausa name for cassava, rogo. And they know the bitter from the sweet just by looking at it. So we're very, very friendly. Now, back to 2020, like I said, towards the end of 2020, they came. I buried my dad in November 6th. On the 5th of November, in the evening, some of my friends, two of them northerners, one from Kogi State, one from Adamawa, were coming to commiserate with me just by the pipeline right of way at the contiguous to the Federal College of Education in Eha-Amufu. One of them, in fact, they were attacked. One of them escaped from being kidnapped. The other one was taken. Good a thing, the one taken is the Adamawa guy. So he could speak Fufude and engage them in conversation. They took him from there. They walked through the rail track until they got to Igomali. The rest is history, how we got him out. Now, from that time on, because they had taken the Reverend Father before that, my friend's incidents, and the father had cautioned me about it. So they took him. That way we knew that the people who were there and kidnapping were of the Fulani extraction. So we had no doubt. We were trying to manage that. The governor attempted managing that because I called him. In fact, a serving judge in this state high court, Enugu State High Court, also escaped by the whiskers. They bust his 4 SUV tires. He drove like that and escaped. So the kidnapping had been there. They will come, take people, ask for ransom, get the people that got out after ransom is paid. At the time, they started killing their victims. So that was 2020. It continued until sometime January 1st, 2021. During the New Year's service at Obi-Datti, an Anglican priest presiding the service was hacked down, his members wounded because they came to his defense. Obi-Datti is one of the communities in Njenje. Njenje is an autonomous community. There are 9 autonomous communities in Eha-Amufu. Eha-Amufu is the second single largest town in Enugu State, made up of 9 autonomous communities with boundaries with 3 local governments in Benue State. So we have boundaries with Okpoko, Apa, and other local governments. Now, these places I mentioned are farm areas. You have Mbede in Benue, you have Mbede in Eha-Amufu. You have Okpoko divided by the river. In Benue, you have Okpoko Eha-Amufu. You have Ozamado, Ado of Eha-Amufu, and you have the Ado of Benue. That has been the case. When they struck in Edumada, I knew they were headed to Eha-Amufu. So that continued. In March, they attacked, killed some persons, we cried out. In May, they attacked, killed some persons, we cried out. That is for 2021. In August, they attacked, killed about 12 persons, we cried out. It continued like that all through last year. And January this year, it started again in their numbers. So daily we wake up, we go to pick dead bodies. What is amiss? What is in contention? We do not know. We do not have boundaries with our brothers from that part of Nigeria. We know that they come heading their cattle. It has not been an issue for us. Now, we only have boundary with our brothers in the Benue axis. And this is how we lived. This is an Eha-Amufu man's compound. This is an Igala man's compound. Maybe do at Moga. So if we had crisis with them, we wouldn't live in a serial pattern. We lived serially with them. We had things together. They come to our market. In fact, the current sitting governor of Enugu had to complete a bridge going from Ebo to that part of things.
Right. Let me come in here.
All right. So we have gotten a bit of context, what's, has been going on in Eha-Amufu. So I want to officially throw this floor open. But before I do, I would like to recognize the presence of Dr. Segun Ebitomi, who is the Global Coordinator, Doctors for Peter Obi. So can you just quickly make one or two comments, sir?
It's my pleasure to be here again.
Possible?
I feel I'm not.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope we'll be able to get more support to these meetings. As I said yesterday, the mark of a civilized society is how we help the weakest sects. And right now, the people in southern Kaduna and in Eha-Amufu are really suffering. Let's see what we can get across to them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Segun, for that. We have at least 3 persons from Up North, Ambassadors, which is one of the foremost support groups for Peter Obi, the Presidential Labour Party candidate for president. All right. So yesterday we had Kingsley and then we had Lado. We are highly welcome. Today we have a new addition in the person of Andrew. So Andrew, just quickly unmute yourself and say 1 or 2 things, maybe concerning Southern Kaduna before we go into the fundraising proper. We are going to be bringing this session to a close around 8:50 p.m., which is in the next 27 minutes, to give us time to be able to attend the meeting that our principal is holding with volunteers and support groups. So we just have 27 minutes to do everything. So once Andrew makes his comments, I'll share the account details and I will give room for people to make donations. Andrew, please make your comments.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Go ahead.
Yes, I was even at the meeting yesterday too. Maybe you didn't take notes then. Nothing more to say about the Southern Kaduna, unlike in Lado, I've really given details actually about it. And there are other displaced places that are actually suffering the same thing. In fact, presently, there are some few IDP camps, like one in Goningora, that they are there. There's a place again we call Ligari. The Ligari now, in fact, the place is so empty. But what we do of recent to make people come back to their places is activities from the Up North ambassadors. We try to take games to that area so that they can come back. And we thank God that the banditry of recent have actually ceased for like 2 months now. And people are trying to see how they can go back to their home. And because without this thing, actually, it's going to be difficult for we to get voters from the Southern Kaduna. So whatever we can do, I know by the grace of God, will really hit the point. And I pray the Lord will help us. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Andrew. Like I said before, we have this being streamed graciously by Njenje TV. So I'm going to share the account details shortly so that we can go right into making donations. I hope we can all see it. I'm sharing it right now. So we are using a designated account, Synapsis Medical Networks, Doctors Operations, Access Bank accounts, Naira and dollars. So basically, we want to raise funds for two major things: relief items and possibly also a medical outreach if it is possible, because these areas have been cordoned off in many ways. So it's not so easy to be able to get through to the affected communities. All right, so the account is being displayed. So once you make any donation, please, you can reach out to either myself or to Dr. Shegu Ebitomi. I'm going to share my phone number that you can send a WhatsApp message of the details of the donation. You can also send it to my Twitter handle at EDOGAMD, that's EDOGAMD. All right. Okay. So, or you can send it to Dr. Obi Twitter handle. So I'm going to share the advert that has the Twitter handle so that it will be easy. So it's at EDOGAMD Twitter handle. So just send me a message, send me the photo of the flyer, and we're going to announce it. So while this is going on, so let's have some more comments, on Southern Kaduna or on Eha-Amufu. So if you want to speak, you can raise your hand and we are going to give you the floor to speak. We have limited time. We have 23 minutes more to go for today. Hopefully we'll have more time tomorrow. All right. So anyone from up north, any of the participants, IK, Dr. Iroho Mison, Dr. Anza, Dr. Chidima Emejulu, Benedict Olomo. Anybody can make comments, what you feel, we should be doing, or you want to make any donation, please, you are free to go ahead and do that, right? So those that are on YouTube, please, you can go ahead and also make your own donation. Your donation is quite appreciated. Donation is quite appreciated. All right, so we are streaming. I can see that the streams are ongoing. Streams are ongoing and is doing well. All right. Okay, so comments, please, and by raising your hand. All right, IK Igwebe. All right, unmute yourself and speak. IK, if you can on your video, please go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I'm not really disposed to turn my video. Thank you, Dr. Doha, for organizing this. So it's really unfortunate. I mean, I'm going to give some preamble, sorry if that's okay. So it's really sad what is going on in Eha-Amufu, and the indigents and their livelihood has been put on hold for the most part. So what my question is, I have like two-part question. So where are we currently in terms of relocating these people, and what is the state government doing thus far to actually ensure that the life and property of these people are safe? I've heard so many things flying all over the place. I'm not sure exactly what the situation is on ground at this point. So maybe if somebody could address that later on. And in terms of the fundraising, yes, I will definitely put. I don't want to. I'm going to make it anonymous. I'm going to add some money to the funds. I see the account numbers out here, so I'm going to put something in place. So, but I just wanted to know what the situation is currently on ground, and what is if anybody knows, what is the state government or anyone doing at this point to safeguard the life and property of the people there? I'm aware that some people have actually left that location. Is there like an IDP camp or something? I don't really know what the situation is on ground. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, EK, for your comments. So I'm going to play quickly 2 short clips. We wanted to get a representative of the Eha-Amufu community here, but we hope to do that maybe tomorrow. But luckily, he was interviewed today on AIT. Also, I'm going to share just 2 video clips. He made comments on some of your questions, so perhaps we are going to hear it from his own words. So let's just watch it briefly.
All the men of the various security agencies in Enugu State, talk of the Commissioner of Police, very much aware, seized with this matter. Talk of the GOC of H2D, he is very much aware, seized with this matter. The director of DSS in the state, very much aware. All, like I said, all. Now, this is the point. November 25th, after the killing of November 24th, the governor of Enugu State came to Mbuji Autonomous Community in the wee hours of the night, 6:37 p.m. Emergency. He came with truckloads of military, police, civil defense authorities. And I was glad. I said, no, the governor has intervened, meaning that those men he came with will be passing the night with us and will probably in the morning head to this troubled spot. Alas, under 15-20 minutes, they all left. Yes, he gave an intervention of about 10 million naira. I do not know who he gave to for the treatment of those who he saw that were wounded. Many were killed and were deposited in the morgue. Now, the point needs to be made and clear that the trouble spot is not overall Eha-Amufu. The trouble spot is not Nguji. The trouble spot is not Ebola. The trouble spot is not Egamedola. The trouble spot involves 65 farming communities in Eha-Amufu. 28 of this community is in Ebo. 21 is in Egamedi. 16 of these communities is in Nguji. These places I mentioned are autonomous communities with their own traditional rulers and system. Very largest part of the place. As I talk now, these 65 villages, they are all deserted. The mission is to do this, to kill, burn the place and occupy. That is what has happened. All these people now have moved downward to Egamedola, to Ngujulo, to Ebola. They came after them. Nobody is in this place. They continued and came up to town on the 7th of December. It was a Eke Market day. People come to that Eke Market day. If anybody had lived in Enugu, he must have gone to Eke Market, because talk about food production in Enugu State. 70% of the food produced in Enugu State come from all types. Yam, cassava, anything food comes from Eha-Amufu. People come from as far as Cross River, come from as far as River State, Ebonyi, Benue. They come there to sell their wares and buy. That was that market, full to capacity, and we had skirmishes in the town, shooting heavy gunfire everywhere. Of course, people scampered for safety, ran from the market into the residential area, and there was a huge pandemonium. That day, mass exodus, those who could move on foot. Now, as I speak now, my mother is destituted 2 towns away from my town, because I wanted to go. She said, no, you can't come because they will pick you. Now, that is the calamity we have. Has the governor done something? Yes, he has visited, as I mentioned, November 25th. But has he gone to the trouble spots? No. So has the commander GOC gone to these 65 communities to build confidence, to go and restore hope, to see if we can take our people back to these places? No. Is the agenda to totally eliminate us, wipe us, clean us out from that axis? We do not understand.
So has there been any kind of profiling of the people who are being killed, really? Is it a kind of a targeted attack at certain people, or is it about killing the farmers that are within those axes?
Like I said just now, it seems the mission is to take out everybody there and occupy. because they will enter a compound, kill the father, kill the mother, kill the children, make mincemeat of them. So nobody is spared. If you followed with Dr. Paul Njenje, and I want to thank him at this point, on his Sunday service, I don't know, I've never reached him, but he was in his village and he learned of this crisis, this carnage of human life. And he said he wanted to drive there, but for time. And that he was mobilizing intervention. He was mobilizing resources to send support, because some pastors told him that they are at the deep neck in humanitarian crisis. Children who are now orphaned as a result of the fact that their parents have been killed. So that is what we're saying here. The governor, yes, he had shown some kind of leadership, but he needs to go the whole hall. He needs to be in full conversation with Governor Tom. Not just their friends, they belong to the same chief. They should discuss this matter, engage with the president and commander-in-chief, and let's find how we can put soldiers on ground. And let's find how we can ask these invaders to leave. Our worry is not those who have cattle. Our worry is that we have reasons to believe that these are persons, militia, imported to come and carry out an agenda which is not.
Okay, Dr. Kashmir, staying with you two months ago or some.
All right. So I'm going to play the final clip that will talk about the interventions that has been given to the people of Eha-Amufu by the state government. Then I'll summarize.
And it's quite important to know what their role is, because again, Igbo has also, been fingered in some of these conversations, and other traditional rulers. What is their role in this, and how are they mediating?
I'm very happy you have done your research on this crisis in my town. I'm so pleased with your research, because you are mentioning names succinctly. You mentioned Edo Konta's son. You have now mentioned Igbo Sisai. Igbo Sisai, as I speak to you, is hiding around my father's compound. He is debilitated. Now, the other young chap mentioned, I do not know whether he's on a revenge mission. There was a 2003 election crisis, post-election crisis. Unfortunately, he lost his father. When they are now calling his name as saboteur, I want to tie it, is there on a revenge mission on the town? Is it the town that killed your father? Now, the point needs to be made that following this siege, that 7th December matter took the life of innocent passers-by, passengers on a truck traversing F117 Trunk A Road that passed Eha-Amufu. Now, for us, it's also another cause for worry. A very condemnable incident. People going on their own, unaware of what is going on, were now caught in the crossfire, and they were killed, and their properties destroyed. It is pathetic. All because a matter has festered and smoldered for going to 2 years and not appropriately dealt with. You see, my governor, I must concede, he has been forthcoming in quelling crises of this nature. Way back in the killing at Nimbo in Uzo 1, he was able to quench that effectively. There's also been another killing within his senatorial zone there. He's also been able to quell that effectively. My prayer to him this morning is to be on the front lead, on the front run of making sure that this is quelled and permanently, of making sure that they go check out the place that the killers have gone, so our people can return and continue their life of subsistence. So I am worried that this matter lasted for more than 2 years or about that, and has not been put under control. That's the only place I have issues in this. And so, are there things he has done? Yes. Are those things enough? I doubt much, because this is my approach. If you make an intervention, it must be measurable. If it is not measurable, you can't improve on it. He's made some intervention, but the point is immeasurable. I am informed that the government had sent some food relief material of about 5,010 kg rationed rice. The question I asked those on the ground is, has this got to you? Nobody has an answer. So if the governor is intervening in this much and it is hanging up there, are some people now making merchant of this crisis and killing These are questions I expect you to also ask and get to the bottom of the matter.
All right, we're good.
All right. So I hope you have gotten some answers to your question. So the first thing that was mentioned was a 10 million naira released by the state governments. I went through some newspaper articles, and it was that the money was given to the bishop of Eha-Amufu diocese, Anglican diocese. But maybe tomorrow I'll confirm whether other amounts and to whom, and maybe how the money has been spent. You can also hear him talk about 5,000 10 kg bags of rice, and he's even questioning the way this rice was actually shared, that he has called his people, and it seemed that many people have not gotten this intervention. And thirdly, he mentioned about one of the prominent pastors in Nigeria, pastor of Dunamis, Pastor Paul Njenje, who is also preparing relief package. So if I had played different segments of that video, so the people are not currently in IDP camps, so there is no IDP camp built for them. So many of them can be found along the road. Some of them went into I believe Ebonyi State, in particular. I'm trying to remember the name again. Nkalago. Then the other people went to Ikim, which is a different part of the local government, issues the local government. Then others went to Umbu, which is also a different part, and then others went to Enugu. So the people are not institutionalized, they are not in any IDP camp as we speak. So, but when you go along this road, you see them, just managing to put some shelters over their heads. We'll see how we can get pictures, of these places within this fundraising period. So, but it's actually a very terrible situation that they have found themselves. So, IK, do you have, you want to maybe make one or two comments, or maybe ask more questions? You can raise your hand.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Idoa, for playing those clips from that individual. I can't recall his name now. But the other part of my question that I wanted some clarification on is, so currently, what is the state government doing for these people in terms of securing their lives and property? And also, are they apart from all the 10 million naira is a mega sum again? I don't know. Again, I don't know the politics behind giving 10 million and all whatnot, and the food items and all what. But again, it doesn't look like the state government is fully invested in ensuring the safety and well-being of these people. So that's my biggest concern. So is there anything currently that the governor of Enugu State is doing to secure the life and property of these people at this point?
Okay, I also forgot to say that he has had a meeting with Governor Tom, because from the clip that we saw, the persons that they feel may actually be causing this mayhem may actually be coming from the Benue side of the border into Eha-Amufu and making the killings. But we also know that Benue is also inundated by similar Fulani herdsmen. Then in terms of the funds released, I am not sure of the exact amount that has been released. But the last time, or the last amount, which I said before coming to this meeting, is just 10 million naira. More funds might have been disbursed. But this interview was done this morning by Dr. Kashmir, who is representing the Eha-Amufu community. So to him, he's only aware of 10 million naira given. He's aware of food items that purportedly should have been distributed to 5,000 people, but for some reason, he has not gotten to the people that he should get to. So I cannot really say that a holistic response has been given to this community. And then in the beginning, I mentioned that this particular community one of the persons in this community is contesting for governorship under the platform of Labour Party. So there may be some political undertones. And then again, Eha-Amufu has been known as a very large voting bloc in Enugu State. You know, in the previous elections, votes that come from Eha-Amufu and ENDSears usually determine to a large extent who becomes the governor of the state. So it may be a mixture of politics, mixture of tribal, you know, land grabbing, reprisal. So is a whole mix. But however, our major interest now is to augment whatever the federal government, the state government is doing, and we'll also, you know, be pushing, you know, this crisis both in Eha-Amufu, Enugu State, and in Southern Kaduna. Yesterday we spent some time on Southern Kaduna. So that's the situation right now. So the situation summary is 4 in terms of the response by the state government. We will keep on, you know, pushing through our other channels, advocacy for more funding to, you know, be channeled to them for a more coordinated response, and for IDP camps to be quickly set up for these displaced people, while the military is supposed to actually sanitize the area, because there's also some level of complacency, some level of complicity. You know, if you watch the AIT channel, that was the words, or those were the words that Dr. Kashmir used. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So one final question, so the funds we are going to collect, how will this be disbursed to the people? So we make sure that whatever monies we have will be properly disbursed to the right individuals that really need them.
Okay, so we set up committees for the 2 areas. The Southern Kaduna has a committee made up of prominent support groups. At the same time, we also set up for Eha-Amufu. So what we are doing now is that we are engaging with stakeholders in Eha-Amufu to identify the clusters of the people, where they are, right? Then we're also working to get security clearance for both areas to see how we can deliver those relief materials to them. These materials are scheduled to be delivered between January 1st and January 2nd. So the bulk of the funds, at least 98% thereabout, will go into procurement of relief materials. So we also have a feedback mechanism where we are asking some of the affected people to give us an idea of what they may require, you know, food items, mosquito nets, sanitary pads, and all that. So the funding is going to be channeled to, you know, procurement of these items. Then the medical outreaches that we're also planning, if it is possible to deliver, because many of them suffer the wounds, you know, many of them suffer injuries, some of them, you know, may be septic. So we'll also find the hospitals that are attending to these people and see how we can make medical supplies to these places. So whatever we are going to be doing, everything is going to be open. The relief materials we are going to buy, we are going to declare it fully. The medications we are going to buy, it will be full. We just want to, you know, add a level of care in addition to whatever other people may be planning, and see how we can make it to be more coordinated. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we have just about a minute to go. So I'm going to share the account details again so that we can make donations to the accounts. This session will soon be ending so that we can have time to listen to the meeting with His Excellency. People will be meeting with support groups. All right, any more comments from anybody in the viewer session? Those on YouTube, please, you can type your comments on the chat page on YouTube, and you get a response in a very short while. All right. Any more questions from the participants? Thank you, Ike, for your comments. We're looking forward to your support. Please share this initiative with your family and friends. It doesn't matter the amount, you know, if we can get 10,000, 100,000, whatever amount that you can give, to help these people. We can guarantee you that every donation is going to be going straight to the people concerned, right? Any more comments from the participant session? Okay, so from the up north, if you want to make comments on Southern Kaduna briefly before we bring this meeting to a close, just quickly, some comments. We got a list of what was said yesterday that may be needed. So Kinsley, Lado, because of time, so we'll continue this discussion in the committee that we set up, because we don't have much time again. Today is already 27th. We have 28, 29, 30th, 31st. We have 4 more days to raise funds and at the same time make procurement for some of these items, right? So I want to appreciate everyone that has come online, to this event. So please, let's register for the next meeting that is going to be starting by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. Any final comments from anyone? Any donation? You can even make donation after now, right? You can check Njenje TV. You see the stream on their YouTube channel. You can also check Doctors for Obi. You'll see the stream in our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook and our Twitter page. All right, thank you very much for coming online. I'm going to unmute everyone so that you can maybe say hi before we can bring this meeting to a close.
All right, guys, good evening. And how is everybody? It's good to be here to have this meeting. And then even though we have limited time, I believe we'll be having some time today to discuss, tomorrow to discuss more. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Lado. Thank you for all you are doing in Up North. Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you, Benedict, for listening. Thank you, Chidima. Thank you, Dr. Anza. Thank you, Ike Okwebe. On this note, we are going to end this meeting. Thank you, and see you with P2B by 9 p.m. All right, okay, bye-bye.